Hey everybody, it's Christina Holloway here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about 3 ways you can communicate to your boss that you have too much work and you're facing overwhelm. I've worked with quite a few clients who had to have this difficult conversation, but it's possible and you can get some relief. Real quick, if you enjoy this content and want to learn more about how to make power moves in your career, make sure to follow my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video from me. All right, so let's get started. Number 1, think of solutions. The first thing you really should do is sit down in a quiet space, evaluate everything on your plate, and start considering what solutions to this problem would look like. As humans, we tend to be very helpful to other people, and when they come with problems, we may feel open to helping. It's not the same when you're trying to tackle your own problems. There's this feeling that you should be able to handle this, and that if someone gave you this extra work, it's because they figured you were capable of doing it. And you might not want to disappoint that person, especially if that person is important, like a boss, a stakeholder, or a skip level. Now, figuring out how to solve your problem with creative solutions is really only part of the process. You also need to present these solutions to your boss. You need to be able to talk with your boss, give that person a really good picture of the work you're doing, and then be able to have a strong boundary in that conversation where you explain that something needs to change here. Imagine what a solution would look like if you could give yourself relief, including just not delivering on that assignment. Because you know what? When you're in overwhelm and you're overworked, you are going to miss that assignment, or you're going to need to ask for extra time, or you're going to start making mistakes. And you don't want that. You need to start asking yourself what it will look like if you can't deliver, especially to someone who is important to your career development. Once you have some solutions written down, start considering how you're going to present this to your boss. Number 2, use prioritizing strategies. I've used this technique many times in my career, and it works beautifully. When you need to do a status update and your boss decides to give you yet another assignment, you need to be able to tell your boss how you're prioritizing your assignments and why you've prioritized them that way. This really works, and it works well. I was working with a client last year who was terribly overwhelmed. She had way too much work to do and no one to help her. She was carrying a very heavy load. So I worked with her to lay all of it out to her boss. She explained to him what she had on her plate, how she was prioritizing her deliverables, and where she needed extra support. She then said, in order for me to take on any more work, I'll need to let some of this other workload go. Which deliverables can be deferred, reassigned, or canceled? I also have some ideas. It's that simple. And because you came prepared with solutions that you're more than ready to discuss, you'll have a greater foundation for working with your boss on problem solving this situation. For my client, after her conversation with her boss, she got on the phone with me and told me that he was stunned by how much work she had on her plate, and he cleared up some budget for her to hire contractors to help her. This is the important part. People don't pay attention. Sometimes your boss doesn't have a clear idea how much you're working on, or worse, wasn't kept in the loop when a skip level or stakeholder assigned something to you and you said yes. This is important because it's about handling situations, not just doing work. The more you show up to your boss and show them that you're problem solving as you go, the more you can have meaningful conversations that result in positive change for you. Number 3, collaborate and delegate. So for my client, she lobbied for extra help and she was successful in getting some contractors to help her with her workload. Her boss also had an awakening and asked that she make sure to keep him in the loop with how much she was juggling with other stakeholders, because that's how she became overwhelmed. Too many stakeholders and skip levels were asking her to contribute to a variety of projects, and she kept saying yes to all of it because the department was stretched thin and she was the only senior manager in her group with expertise in that area. Now, in order for you to lessen your load, you should be able to present solutions to your boss about how to get these projects and deliverables done. The end result here isn't to tell your boss you're just too busy and this stuff needs to be reassigned. Your objective is to tell your boss where you can see collaboration would be helpful for some assignments. That means you get to loop in someone from your team, a peer or colleague, who would benefit from contributing to this work as well. This is how you collaborate. To delegate, You could get some extra resources on a temporary basis, and that would be great. You could also ask to create a focus group or a committee or a task force that you could lead in order to delegate out some of the deliverables to that team. Make sure there's a purpose to doing it. If you're able to do this, you'll then be able to work on delegating even if you're just working with peers. This is perceived authority, and it helps you illustrate your leadership potential. Many times, overwhelm happens when you have too much going on and cannot see a way forward, and it can sneak up on you. One day, you're handling things fine, and suddenly you notice that you have a never-ending stream of work, and you've been told that you're the only one who can do it. Do everything you can to think beyond that limiting belief. Other people can put limiting beliefs on you. Make sure you understand the difference between getting work done and managing a workload. The former is about doing, the latter is about thinking, and that's where you want to be. All right, so that's it for my video on 3 ways to communicate that you are facing overwhelm and have too much work on your plate. If you have experience with balancing your workload, please feel free to share your experiences below. I'd love to hear about them. And if you enjoyed watching this video and you found it helpful, make sure to check out my Executive Presence playlist, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss another video from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.